All right, well, we're officially recording. Check, check.
Check, check. All good? All right.
I hope so.
All right. Off to a good start.
Welcome to another episode
Welcome
of the Bill
back
Burke
to
Cast. Just kidding.
All right. All right, here we go. Take it from the top. All right. Welcome. Welcome back to Adrenaline Flunky. This is episode 7. Thank y'all for coming back. So today, we're going to be talking about some injuries, some interesting hobbies, and a couple of far-fetched stories that are true.
You know, right off the top of my head, when you say we're going to talk about injuries, I think about this time when I was a kid, when I was staying with my dad, and he got this new neighbor, and my dad's hella chatty, so he's shooting the shit with the new neighbor, some Asian guy, and my dad was setting up a weight bench, and he started shooting the shit with the dude over the fence, kind of like a Wilson, you know, just over the fence. So they're shooting the shit, and he's like, "Oh, what's your?" He's, "Oh, I'm Rick. What's your name?" And the guy goes, "Injure." My name is. And my dad goes, "What?"
Yeah.
My dad goes, "What?" He goes, "Injure. My name's Injure." He goes, "Oh."
You're just fucking with me, right?
No. He goes, "Oh."
Jesus.
And he's putting together his weight set, and he looks at the weight set and looks at the dude and goes, "I hope I don't injure myself."
Fucking dumbass. Dude, fucking dad jokes, bro.
Dude, my pops is full of dad jokes, but I like my dad's dad jokes. I think it's now because I'm a dad, because I'll be dropping jokes on my kid. Dude, I think I'm dropping gems on him, and he's like, "Yeah, that's not that funny." Like, he'll give me this face expression to let me know he don't think it's funny.
Yeah, my kid's like that, man. Anytime like I make a pun or fucking like play on some kind of words with him, like he ain't with it. He doesn't like that kind of shit fucking thrown at him.
Then I show him sign language.
Heard that. Ace number 1.
My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off for your intro, dude.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. No, so back on injuries, fucking last major one I got, I was at a fucking skate park, fucking little tipsy, shouldn't have been out there. Fucking 35-year-old dude dropping in on a half pipe. You hadn't fucking been on a half pipe in like 12 years.
Oh, this was recently.
Yeah, this was this was about 3 months before COVID really became an issue.
Dude.
So we all kind of go, and everybody's like, "Dude, you should really like put on the pads." And I'm like, "I got this. I really should have worn the pads, dude. I drop in on this fucking this bowl thing, and the back truck on the skateboard wouldn't come off the fucking rail, and it kind of spun. And I'm out of practice, and a little fucked up, so I spun. I kept rotating with it. I landed all the way down on the bottom, right on my fucking knee, dude. That shit fucking... It was pretty rough, dude. Like, it was like an impact scrape, so it wasn't that bad at first.
On cement?
But, yeah, dude, and it's that smooth shit, so it's like, you don't think...
Like
you feel the impact more than anything.
Carport cement?
Yeah, pretty much. Nice coping and shit.
Yeah,
hella smooth.
fucking
Like,
cement
all you feel
basketball
is
court.
the impact. Yeah, that shit fucking hurt though. And I just kept going, dude. Like, I fucking tried to hit this jump, and all I did was catch air. The board was nowhere near me. I flew farther than the board did. Fucking, I did this like barrel roll thing, dude. And I roll over. I just like cage my shoulders and shit. And just bang the fuck out of them, dude. So like 3 days later, I'm covered in fucking like bloody scrapes and shit.
Damn.
About being 35, dude. It took me about 4 months to heal that shit straight. By the time it was all wrapped up, fucking COVID hit.
Dude, you know, I'm about to cop, if we go remote more often, I'm about to cop a ring light.
A ring light?
Yeah, dude, I see them all over. People use them for like their Instagram selfies and shit. Girls be using them to look extra pretty.
Yeah, the pretty. Yeah, I've seen those.
I'm gonna use it for a more practical reason. Light.
Yeah. Its intended purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking that shit was it was rough, man, recovering. not like when you're younger, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't take you very long to fucking recover from shit, you know what I mean? You get a
Dude,
fucking cut, you get a bruise. That shit's fucking over in like 2 weeks. It's all healed up.
when I was a kid, my mom, we used to go to the roller skating spot, this indoor roller skating spot.
Yeah.
And it started, she used to drop us off. Me, my sister, a couple
like,
friends and shit.
Was it West Coast Skate or some shit?
No.
Golden State Skate?
No, Cal Skate, you mean? In
Yeah, yeah.
In Milpitas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that place. So, do you know where Guitar Center is now? On Stevens Creek and San Tomas? Okay, so right behind there in the very back. So, you know how it's right next to it, there's a car wash?
Yeah, there used to be another skate spot behind there.
You knew that?
Yeah, I've lived in Santa Clara my whole life.
Oh shit, I didn't know a lot
Went
of
there
people
when I
knew
was
that.
a kid.
I went there a lot when I was a kid.
Oh.
The place is called Skate World.
That's right.
Yeah, and
I remember going there with of all things church groups.
Dude,
my church youth group used to go all the time.
you want to hear a crazy story about that place? Well, not a crazy story about that place, but I got a story about that place. That place opened up somewhere around the time of the '89 earthquake, and I know that because I lived at this apartment complex during the '89 earthquake, and I also lived at this apartment complex when my dad's buddy discovered that they were opening up a new indoor skating spot right up the street from the apartment. And the way that they discovered that is we used to go to the park, and we went to the park one day. We walked to the park, and on the walk back, we just started kind of, venturing around and shit. And the dude that took us to the park walked up to this door that was open and looked inside and was like, oh shit, they're about to open up a roller skating spot here. Tight. Went home, told my pops about it. Maybe a day or a night. I think the next morning I woke up. There was roller skates in my room. We had a whole bunch of like chips, nacho cheese, and nacho chips, and like hot dogs and shit.
Yeah.
What happened?
Fucking dope, dude.
Well, that's not dope. What happened was my dad and his boy went up into that spot and went stealing. They helped themselves, and they ended up getting popped for it. And I guess it was like my pops. I guess it was like my pops' it was his plan and shit. So he took the whole fall for everybody. Yeah.
Got him on conspiracy to fucking.
No, not conspiracy. He just got the burglary.
Damn, that's tough, man.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's a tough deal.
You know what though? My step pops, he's a klepto, dog. Well, not now, but he used to be a klepto, dude. He couldn't go anywhere without taking something. I remember I was in the hospital. He came to visit me, and he fucking was going through the drawers in my hospital room. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Dude, how can I do that shit though?
No, I do. I do that when I'm in the hospital. I do that in my own hospital room. My dad's over there looking for things looking for a score, and so what he ended up taking was a bunch of IV tubes and bags and shit because he was making these homemade Wizenators pretty much to pass the piss test.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, dude, he had
that's a tough one.
So before Wizinator existed, where you could buy like the rubber dick and all that shit, before that existed, my step pops used to make them, dude. He went to the fucking adult bookstore and bought a dildo and hollowed it out.
Took a drill bit, hollowed that shit out.
Hollowed it out, ran some tube through it, put a little valve on it, and used the IV bag. He put the IV bag, I don't know if it was in his armpit, by his stomach, or somewhere where he was able to use his body heat to keep it the right temperature, so he wouldn't have a issue like you did.
Dude, I still don't understand that, but I guess it only gets that hot within your body.
It only gets the temperature.
I don't know, maybe you just get it in a real hot spot like your armpit or something. I could see that working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit was not working for me.
Well, you're a skinny dude. We're big dudes. It's a little easier.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Well,
easier when
shit.
you're a big dude.
Yes. Significantly easier.
When you're a big dude. If you
Yeah,
need
my
anything,
lady
if
just
you need
texted me.
anything doodly done, you what you say? Your lady text you? Said you gotta come in now.
Yup. No, she's she's on the prowl.
Is
She's like
she?
walking around.
Is
Like I
she?
left for a minute. The boys are fine. I'm like, all right.
Is she glad that you don't have to dip tomorrow?
Yeah. She was like, what's that about? I was like, you probably got shit to do. Fucking
No,
trying to
no, I
cram
don't.
some stuff.
It's not so much that I have shit to do, but you know what? In all honesty, I was considering taking a day off, but fuck that.
Yeah.
No days off.
Yeah. Good shit.
I'll just get
But
ahead.
no, hey, as long as you keep pushing, right?
Just get ahead and get
Fucking,
some head. What?
while you're at it. Yeah. But yeah, that shit's fucking, that's crazy, man. I remember my dad doing some fucking crazy shit when I was younger.
Yeah, tell me some
But
wild
mostly
shit
it was
that.
just like,
Tell me.
with
Tell
him,
me.
it was mostly like some fucking drinking shit or like what not to do. But yeah,
Your dad
he
never
was, he
took
was
you on no
of
like
course
dumb.
he did.
Your dad never took you on like no dumb adventures.
Oh yeah, he'd randomly just take me on a fucking spontaneous, you know, trip here and there, like take a trip to just the fucking big basin for a cruise and just go get out for a while, go run around in nature. But
Yeah.
the big one was like me and him had been like butting heads for a long time. Like me and him just like we couldn't get along, and out of nowhere, he comes to my school, and I'm like, it's like second period, and he's like, "Hey, your dad's here to pick you up. You got a doctor's appointment." I'm like, "I don't think so. I know nothing about it." So I go to the office. My dad's there. He's just like, "Oh, don't trip. Just
What if he was
go with
like?
it."
What if
I'm
he's
like,
like?
"What the
Hey,
fuck?"
what if you got there and he's like, Matt, you're dying. What if like right when you got in the car? What if he got, dude? See, that's a
He's like,
funny
"Matt,
ass
look,
joke.
I sold you. I fucking sold you, and you're gonna make me a lot of money. You just got to deal with this shit for 5 years." No, I don't know what. I have no idea what the fuck to think. Cause like the last time I heard, I remember me and my dad were fucking like button heads. But
You get in the car. You close the door. You put on your seatbelt. He look at you. He looks at you with a big old grin. And
yeah,
you're like, "What's going
I'm
on?"
just like, "What's happening?" You know, and he's like, "Yeah, you know you don't have an appointment." Like I got a couple things planned, and like first place he takes me to is a fucking skate park. Like, "Hey, what do you think of this one?" He's like, "I know your skateboard sucks, but we're gonna go to get you fucking patched up. Do you think you can ride in this?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, we'll come back." Fucking go to a skate park, skate shop.
Skate
Fucking
school.
gets me a new board. Yep. That fucking gets me hooked up. Fucking goes in there, takes me back to the fucking skate shop or the skate park, and we just keep cruising around. Fucking going from one park to another for the fucking whole afternoon and shit. Got me lunch. Just fucking like it was nice, like not having that stress and shit.
No, but I'm
But
talking. I'm talking about like, did your dad ever take you on some adventure where you're like, yeah, probably don't tell mom about this, or even just something where it was kind of like where it was illegal. Like
well,
my
my dad was pretty quiet about a lot of that stuff, but most of it is just like crazy, like dumb shit he did when he was drinking and driving. Uh, this was
dude,
a long time ago, but the best one, he managed to position. He was making a turn uh, over in off of the street where he lived in Kansas, and the roads there they're kind of raised up, and they have these weird concrete things in the middle, where the roads meet,
yeah,
and usually there's like some water runoff area underneath it, and there's a space about the length of a Geo Metro,
uh,
fucking in that little triangle piece. So he fucking makes a turn at like 4 in the morning, and I'm still awake because I'm not used to fucking Kansas time. Like it's just weird for me. Everything's over. There's a time difference, and I'm still drinking. Even at a young age, like back then. But he manages to fucking make this turn, and he fucking goes cuts a little too early, and the whole driver's side manages to go on the side with the fucking like over the ravine and shit. You just hear this loud slam, and a couple of minutes later, my my dad's fucking front door slams open, or slams shut, and you just hear him go, "God damn it!" And I come down, and he tells me what the fuck he did. We walk over there, just kind of assess the damage, and it was, I don't know, it was pretty fucked up because he was running newspapers and shit.
Boring.
Yeah, cut that.
Dude, check this out. I'm talking about like, dude, my pops, he used to take us on adventures that weren't exactly legal, but we weren't like robbing places or anything like that. But we have trespassed. We have broken entered, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean, dude. We broke and entered.
Almost burgled.
We actually burgled too. Dude,
Yeah.
my pops used to take, like, I remember this one time, my pops used to like to take us on hikes. We used to always go adventuring around like Stevens Creek area, over by the reservoir, or Los Altos Hills and shit. We'd always adventure around there, and or Saratoga. Yeah, Saratoga Hills. Anyway.
Yeah, go cruising up there.
Yeah, we'd wander and shit.
Los
And
Altos.
my dad took me to this camp. He took me and at the time my stepbrothers. So we go over to this camp, and we dude, there's cabins, and we go inside the cabins. There's like people's belongings in there and shit.
Is it like abandoned out there?
It's not abandoned, but I think it's a summer camp, and it's not summer, so during that time there's nothing really popping. I don't know, it wasn't like now. Now if there's something that a program or something, if it's closed on any certain time of year, it's being utilized for something else. There's somebody there. You can't just wander that place, and they lock everything up. Over here, back then, dude, it was just unlocked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just go in there, and we did. We went in there, and I remember there was one of my stepbrothers was super into Legos, and he found Legos and took them. And I was like, oh,
that feels like some bad karma right there, man.
Dude, we were so young. We're so young, dude. I was like 5.
You have no idea about none of that shit back then.
I was like 5 or 6, dude. But that was my pops' thing. As far back as I can remember, my pops liked to go and wander the hills like that.
Weird spots.
Well, I remember seeing, I was like, oh shit, he's taking Legos? Well, fuck, I want something. And I was looking for something to take with me, and I ended up taking this little ass trophy. This little stupid trophy,
No participation trophy.
I don't know what the fuck it was for. I don't remember what it had on it, but I took that to have it. And fast forward years later, I'm fucking 16, 17, and my pops kind of hang out now, and he'd be drinking, I'd be drinking. We'd be smoking cigarettes. I smoke weed, but he ain't with that. And so, and my pops, we would drive, and he'd be faded while we were driving, and we'd go out to the hills, and he knew those hills so well, you know what I mean, that it was almost as if we used to joke around and say he's a better driver when he's drunk, just because he knew those hills so well, and he can do it. He could drive fast and shit. And what he used to do,
my pops was like that.
What he used to do is find straightaways in areas where it's like all trees, and then just kill the headlights. Dude, you're driving in pitch black.
Yeah, that's danger zone. My old man, he used to race cars and shit. Like, he had this fucking Datsun back in the day, fucking all souped up at the time with a roll bar. Fucking, he'd go out on the weekends and shit.
What, like a 280Z?
Just doing it. Some shit. It was like this old mustard fucking boxy looking thing. It looked like the beginning of a Ford Tempo, but it was this old Datsun. I gotta find the picture of it.
I'll bet you it was a 280Z. It's very popular. It's very popular. It's old. To me, it's stupid, but people love Datsuns.
Honestly, it looked ridiculous. Like, even as a kid, it's like, why would, like, it barely ever worked after, like, he had me. Like, he had it working and shit, but no, fucking
dude, what about the Fiero?
He would cruise, but he would hit the fucking my old man would fucking, like, he'd go drift and shit out there in Kansas and stuff, all these fucking crazy fucking roads and shit, and like, he takes me over there, and like, we're driving with a 6-pack, you know what I mean, just knocking them back. and fucking just drive up to the lake, and there's all these fucking twists and turns and dirt roads and shit. And he's like, check this out. He just fucking drifts into this turn. I'm fucking like, I haven't ridden with my dad doing that like in years because we spent a lot of time separated. But here he goes, fucking going, fucking 35, 40 something into this fucking turn, just drifting, and he comes out of it like nothing. He's like, what the fuck? Like, it was smooth. Like, the old man was a fucking smooth driver when he wanted to be.
Dude, I wish I had.
Then there were the other times.
I wish I had experience to be drifting.
Dude, I've tried it, and honestly, that's not a skill the Flunky needs to have under his belt. You know what I mean? Like,
your pops?
He had that shit. Like, he was like, when he was on it. But fucking like doing other shit too much. But back to the fun part. Fucking, I've never really been good at rolling at doing the drifts and fucking like burnouts and shit. Like, I want to keep my car in fucking check. I don't have to deal with any repercussions from some bullshit. Actually, but
some people know how to do it. Some people know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I've been with behind the in the passenger seat with a few pretty good drivers. There's a couple I definitely would not fucking hop behind the wheel with for sure. Like, dude, for sure.
You know who used to fuck around? Used to fuck around on the road, but they're pretty good driver is Tony.
Yeah, he was a pretty solid driver.
When he would drive around in his little truck.
Yeah, dude, like, he had that fucker down.
Dude, he would drop me off at work sometimes.
It was a lot of fun times, fool. And he a lot of funny ass shit with that truck.
Dude, he'd make me fucking crack up with the shit he does. Like, do you remember that? Do you remember that one time where Chris was like, "Hey, check out that bitch," at the light, and he's like, the window's down. He's all, "Oh, that bitch." He's all, "That bitch," where she can hear him and shit. Or
fucking.
One time we're at a red light, and our light's red, and the crosswalk lights up for the dude to walk across in front of us. And right when this little Asian dude gets right to where Tony's truck is, it was a stick shift, so he has that ability to kind of real quick.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
And he fucking did that to the dude and scared the shit out of him. He turned back around and went back.
We used to fuck with people from time to time with that truck, man. Like, I'd be yelling some stupid shit out the window at somebody on a bicycle. They'd fucking catch up, fucking go, "Fuck you," and then we fucking go dick around with them somewhere.
Yelling shit out the window as a kid, or back then, we weren't even kids. We were like 18, 19. We were kids.
Yeah, fucking dumb shit.
But doing that was the funnest shit. I remember one time we were with Todd. We went to Taco Bell. Remember, Taco Bell was right by the crib, so we fuck with Taco Bell all the time. Yeah. And we got those, remember the grande meal where you get 10, mix it up any way you want?
Yeah, I was still fucking with those till they changed it up.
And it cost fucking $15 now.
Yeah, that and they don't even call it that
$8.
Anymore.
Yeah, it's that favorites or whatever. Business. So anyway, we ordered up the 10-pack. We ate what we were going to eat. We had some shit left over. We had burritos left over. And nobody wanted to eat them. So we went driving around throwing them at people. And I remember driving by somebody waving a sign. And just fucking winding up. I had the perfect angle, dude. I wound up and threw that shit as hard as I could. I didn't think it was going to hit anything. And I heard it hit the dude's sign. Bow! Fucking slap! Like a pop.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
That's a good one. Dude, those things, they packed a lot more weight back then. They used to put more shit in those burritos. Used to be a lot thicker.
Yeah, but now the tortilla feels like fucking leather.
Yeah, dude, like, the consistency is weird, man. Because they took out that gym mat material. That gym mat chemical in there.
Yeah.
Dude, go back to that shit.
I heard Taco Bell meat's not even meat.
Dude, I don't know what the beans are. Like they look like beans, but that's just some kind of powder.
Dude, McDonald's onions are dry crystals. They're freeze dried.
Yeah, and then they just rehydrate them, right?
Yeah,
Or fucking steam them.
they're like powder. No, you just put them in water and then
Jesus.
drain the water.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
I be ordering extra onions on my McDoubles.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, this was before I saw
I
that.
don't know, man.
When I saw that, I was a little bit more hesitant. There's this.
Yeah, that kind of changes my perspective on it a little bit.
Dude.
I'd be fucking with the McDoubles all day.
Then you might want to stay out. Don't seek out this TikToker. There's a TikToker that has that shares all these, behind the curtain ass inside fucking inside
McDonald's
shit.
Details.
Yeah. Fuck, I was thinking about something else while I was trying to find a cool way to word that. But yeah, basically behind the curtain ass shit. And one of the things that she showed was how the onions are like powder, and then you just put them in a thing of water and wake them up.
That's just fucking nasty. It just sounds nasty.
Have you ever had deconstructed
it sounds nasty,
meat?
But I've eaten it my whole life. It's not gonna stop me from eating it, but
dude,
it's gonna
seriously
make me look
order
at it
extra onions. Do you ever had any kind of deconstructed meat?
Deconstructed meat? I still don't even actually know what the fuck that is, dude. Like I can't wrap my hand around it. I figured I'd deconstruct it or deconstruct it when it's taken off the animal.
So you could.
I don't get it. Like,
you know what deconstructed meat is? That's what it is, right? Pretty crazy. No, deconstructed meat is let's say you make a beef cup of noodles, the little pieces of beef.
Yeah.
That's deconstructed.
The fucking bouillon, the fucking
not the flavor, the little the what's supposed to be that chunk of beef. What's supposed to be a little piece of beef.
Really?
That was deconstructed.
Deconstructed.
Yeah, people do it as a way to
like freeze dried, isn't it?
Not freeze dried, but similar, I guess. But people use that as a method to preserve meat. Some places it's certain season you get the meat, and then you got to make that meat last you through the whole year until the next season. Then you can get that meat. So what people do is they'll smoke some, they'll jerky some, they'll sausage some, and they'll deconstruct some. And when you deconstruct it, you can keep that shit in a jar on a shelf. And if you want to make some sort of soup or stew, you just throw some into the water and wake it up.
Have to roll it in like fucking bacon bits and shit.
Well, you don't roll it in bacon bits. It's a rock.
Well, no, I'm just... Oh, it's just like all one big chunk of it.
Well, I mean, no. You're right. It's like it could be like bacon bits, but sometimes it's in big chunks. It all depends on how you cut it up and deconstruct it. It's not going to be tiny like in the cup of noodles. That's like if you had a whole jar of those, that'd be like bacon bits. That'd be kind of weird.
Yeah.
Have a whole
pepper that shit in.
I don't know. That'd be kind of weird.
A little shaker for it.
Have a whole jar of that shit.
Yeah. Somebody walks in, like they look at it, like, what the fuck is that? Like that's my fucking beef bits.
You know what I want to learn how to do is dry out marshmallows like they do for cereal.
Yeah.
And do that with a full size marshmallow and just bite into it.
You ever put one in the microwave?
No, I have not done that. Yeah, I have. They
swell up.
Yeah, I've done that making s'mores.
Love that shit.
Making s'mores. S'mores in the microwave, and I just hit it for like 3, 4, 5 seconds at a time until it starts to, and then kill it and let it fall back in place, and then I put marshmallows.
It has that interior bubble. It comes up and then it falls over, and then there's that secondary bubble.
I put marshmallows in a vacuum chamber.
Yeah, they fucking shrink up.
I also put.
Oh wait, no, they'd expand in the vacuum chamber, huh?
They do. They expand hella, and then when you let the air back in, they shrivel up smaller than they were. They look like fucking raisins.
Yeah, that's cool. Science fact of the day.
Yeah.
What happens in a vacuum stays in a vacuum.
Dude, remember people were making hella homemade wax?
Yeah.
I
I
was,
remember you were doing that for a
yeah, I
cool
was gonna
minute.
say I was people, and
Hmm.
the fucking setup that I had, I do the vacuum chamber, and that shit would, and then I'd hold it and let it stay like that,
Hmm.
and there's a
I
certain
mean, you
point.
froze
Am I
where
still
you are.
froze?
No, it caught up. I should have just kept my mouth shut.
It's all good. So it reaches a point where it'll hold like that when you take the air out of it, and it's weird because it looks like a fuck. What's the name of that candy? Something velvet.
Uh, yeah, I got nothing for that.
It's like
Something velvet.
not okay. So not Charleston Chew, but that same brand makes one that's crunchy.
Oh, the Henry? Is that,
Nah, I don't know. We're putting.
okay.
I would think we lost it.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So I got a what the flunk, but it's more like a absolutely no flunking way. But am I an asshole for this one?
Flunk,
Uh,
yes, you are.
yes. Most likely. I felt like one, but I still feel like I was justified. But
Go.
so I have this neighbor. Uh, during the quarantine, kind of in the middle, she comes over with some like a box of groceries that are gonna expire like the next day. It's like a canned chicken. I can't do it. You know what I mean? It's like the stuff's a little gnarly. Like I don't want to be, ungrateful, but I'm too nice. We're too nice to be like, no, no, no. So we take it. We're like we go through it, and there's a couple of things, that are all right. So we take it and we just chuck the rest. He comes over like the next day, talking about, um, hey, can I get you to come over to my house and help me with a couple of chores? And my girl's
Oh,
like, fuck, what do we do? And it's like, all right, well, I mean, she didn't give us the stuff, I guess. And my girl was like, yeah. So she goes over and helps her out. And it's just like moving some boxes around and like taking some garbage out. But there's like cat shit everywhere. The place is just nasty.
she's a cat lady,
And yeah,
a
yeah,
hoarder.
it's all bad. It's just all bad there. The smell's really bad. Like it's unkempt. There's just shit everywhere. And my girl, like, she's polite, like, okay, cool, one and done. We're even. Now this broad comes over like two more times trying to get my girl to help her out with stuff. And my girl, like, she's like, fuck it, okay, yeah, I got somebody watching the kid anyways. It's like a lucky day for her. So the next time, like, it's just like, no, we're unavailable. COVID hit. Nobody's really fucking with anybody. We're on the second comeback. So last night, uh, me and the kids, like, or well, not me and the kids, but my kids were sick this weekend, so I stayed home from work. Just kind of, you know, make sure I was still good before I went back to work. Like I wasn't sick or anything. It wasn't anything bad. It was just like a cold. You know what I'm saying? Just regular cold. They didn't have any other symptoms. Nothing like that. They're just chilling, and I'm fine. So I'm like, all right. So she knocks on the door, and my girl opens the door. She's like, "Hey, I need a neighbor favor." And my girl's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, she was, doing some chores and shit in the house. She's like, "Here, talk to him." She's like, "Oh, I wanted to talk to him anyways, because he'll probably do it." And I'm like, "Oh God." She's like, "I need a neighbor favor. Can you? My car was in the shop. I need you to give me a ride over there." And instantly, it's just like, I know you have other people you can call. You know what I mean? Like I can't really help with this. We stayed home sick and shit. She's like, well, I can't take the bus. And I'm like, well, that's not my problem. She's like, well, I got a bad hip. I'm like, okay, I still feel bad, but like I can't help you. You know what I mean? Like we stayed home for a reason. Like we're not going anywhere. We're not trying to talk to anybody. Just trying to keep to ourselves. Like we're supposed to. And fucking, she's just like giving me the doe eyes and the fucking like. like, it was really just it's so hard for me to take the bus. I'm like, fuck that. No, I don't give a shit. Go home. Like, we're not doing it.
Yeah, good, dude.
It's like
Because I feel
I've
like when
already
some
overextended.
that, and I
Like
feel
we
like
already we're good.
I feel like you already gave her too much by explaining it to her, and so for her to still have some pushback is,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Clearly, you're violating my fucking rights as a human fucking being. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
I mean,
that.
I'm like say COVID wasn't an issue. Even
No,
then, that's still a dick
even
move.
then, yeah, it's just kind of like, hey, I kind of said no, and you're pushing still. Like, either something's wrong with you, or in your head, you're like, fuck this fool. I just want what I want. You know what I mean? And in
Yeah,
that case,
you know
what
what I
point
mean?
in your head did you fucking, realize that you did you say that and then decide to come to me? Because in that case, fuck you too, bitch. And then throw up
Yep.
fucking West Side.
Yeah. Well, it's like the old saying goes, dude. If you give a bitch a taco, they're gonna
What?
want the fucking horchata. You give the bitch a taco, they're gonna want the horchata.
I never heard that
You never
one.
heard that?
Nah.
Huh? I just made it up.
Yeah, I hear you give him an inch.
Shit. Yep. They want the other seven.
You ain't got it like that. I was kidding.
Shit.
Um,
Hell,
hell
that was
yeah,
it. So,
dude.
shit.
Hey,
Like, no, there's no way I would fucking do that.
yeah,
There's no
dude.
fucking way.
Yeah, good, dude. I'm glad to hear that you didn't give in, because when you paused right there at the last part of it, I thought you gave in.
No, absolutely not. I was just, I do not want to have nothing to do with it. And like, we've already like extended ourselves and like done the kindly neighbor thing. Like it is what it is, but that was way too much. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen her do that shit with other neighbors. Like she'll go and knock on their door and chop them up for like fucking 30 minutes standing at the doors. Like, bitch, I got shit to do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, I want to play with my kids. Like, I want to watch a fucking movie. I want to fucking get outside away from you.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, that shit, like that I think it should be qualified as something like assault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
Like,
assaulting
get
my
the fuck
fucking
out of
peace.
here.
Dude,
You're at my door, dog.
I feel violated over about a lot of shit. Like if I'm chilling and relaxing
Yep.
and somebody comes up and decides to start talking to me,
Oh yeah.
I feel disrespected. Like, hey,
If I'm chilling
motherfucker.
there, like I'm looking at my phone or some shit off in my own little world, like yeah,
Yeah,
leave me the fuck alone, dude.
yeah.
But
Or if you
I feel you.
smell, like, yo, dude, it's equivalent to making noise when I'm trying to enjoy quiet. You're hella like making nose noise, and I'm not feeling it.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
shit. I
explained that. I don't
hear.
know if I explained that as good as I could
No,
have.
I like that though. Nose noise.
Yeah, dude, just basically it's equivalent to
Yeah.
blasting noise when I'm trying to have peace and quiet. I'm over here trying to enjoy a neutral fucking smell, and you come over here with your loud ass, tart ass fucking. I'm cool, dude.
Booty sweat.
But smell like Badussy.
Yeah, no, that's all bad. But yeah, I hate when I'm sitting there like I'm a quiet dude. My circle is small at work. You know what I mean? But then there's like always this one guy or another that wants to come over. They want to talk about some shit. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Like I have no idea what a 19-year-old's thinking right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember a
They're
little
thinking
bit, but
TikTok.
I don't know what. Yeah, and these dudes are all like in the fucking cars and shit and getting tickets. They're just fucking they're wrecking cars and fucking getting new shit. But
Yeah, dude.
that the priorities are hella weird, dude. Like if I had it the way a lot of these other kids have it, you know what I mean? They got a good job. Like where I work, like they pay pretty well. But I'd be working on some other shit. Fucking save up for something. But that's me knowing what I know now, of course.
Hey, so
But yeah, that
when
shit's
you were
fucking.
telling me about how you adopted your neighbor and she gave you canned chicken, it made me think
Yeah,
about
that was awful.
those burgers in the can. Have you seen the burgers in a can online?
I've heard about it. I think you and me mentioned you had talked about it before we were taping last week.
If I found them online and got a hold of them, would you try them? or would you try one?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot for the fucking show. Fuck it.
I'm gonna browse the webs and see
I
if
I, I think I seen a food review on that,
I've
and
seen a bunch of them, but
yeah,
I also think I saw in the review that the late one of the people that got it, they
oh
had
shit. Hey
to.
man, my Bluetooth's about to die on me.
So what does that mean?
Um,
That we're gonna go straight off the
I'll
phone?
yeah. Is that gonna be a problem? You think you're gonna get any backfeed?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right, cool. All right, cut that out. So you're gonna try to look into
Yeah, but
where to get the can.
I think that one of the places that I saw that has a they couldn't get it shipped to the US, so they had to order it from somebody where they could ship it and then have them send it to them.
Okay.
So we might have to
Yeah,
find
that
out
makes
about
sense.
that. But if they'll send it to Africa, I got somebody in Africa they can send it to. They can send it to me.
Hell yeah. We'll get the last four of your first pest name. Child
Nah, I got a homie in Zimbabwe.
for sure.
I forgot. Yeah, dude, I think it's Zimbabwe.
Like, really? Is he good shit, bro?
Yeah, dude, when we talk and shit, and he's yelling at his sister in the background, I can hear him go, "What are you doing? Why don't you clean up your mess?"
Like, all you do is make mess. I always have to walk behind you and clean it up.
Every time I am having a conversation, you are making a mess. Why don't you clean up your mess?
Kind of like Eddie Murphy and fucking
Why don't you do it?
shit. Hey, you seen the God damn it, why can't I think of it? They just made the remake of it, or the sequel to it, the Eddie Murphy flick.
Oh, coming
to
to
America.
America?
Yeah.
I
Seen it yet?
haven't watched it. I heard a lot of reviews about it. I hear that it's not a very good movie, but it's very cool to see everybody together.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, 30 years later, I mean, I'm glad everybody's in it. They created a lot of jobs. They started off with that one.
Dude, how is James Earl Jones still kicking?
Dude, I thought that guy died like 15, 16 years ago.
Dude, that brother's old.
Dude, that guy's just dodging death, man. Like, he's just fucking fighting them.
Something, dude.
Yeah. You know what? I want to know what happened to Sean Connery, dude. That guy just fucking disappeared. Like, when he quit acting, like, nobody just fucking sees him.
Maybe he has an island. He seems like the type
He just
of
bought a spot and dip.
he seems like the type of actor whose career got him enough, you know, to probably fall off the map.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
like he probably cats like that can have an island.
Oh, yeah. That and all that money, like if he fucking invested it, you know, made some smart decisions with it, like he'd be sitting on a lot of fucking dough now. I mean, even after the market crash,
what if he
a little bit of patience.
What if he didn't do anything smart with this dough?
He's just fucking homeless in Scotland somewhere, just fucking wandering around from pub to pub. You fucking cocksucker.
Hey, dude, are you talking without the Bluetooth?
Yeah.
That shit sounds better.
Does it? Well, I got closed off. I'm sitting in the car.
Yeah, you're in a booth.
Yeah, it's all right. Ain't that bad.
I remember Todd used to say, "Dude, let's create a studio in the car, dude, and we could just record. We could record tracks while you drive." I'm like, dude, who's gonna control the shit while I'm driving?
Yeah, like
he's like, he's like, you could do it. You could do it. I know I can't do that, dude. And so I would always just kill that idea anytime he tried to talk about it. And then one day,
that's a little silly.
See, but then one day I got an iPhone, and that shit comes with GarageBand, and and the little dongle.
I fucked around with that a little bit on the iMac.
Yeah, so it has a little dongle where you could plug it in, and then you could plug headphones or one of those, you know, the headphones with the little with this little thing on it, and you could talk and shit. Well, instead of plugging one of those into there, I plugged this little splitter that allowed me to plug headphones and whatever my microphone was into there. And I copped this little condenser clip-on mic and shit, and I clip it on the visor, and we would drive out and we would park, and I would fucking record him, dude. Yeah, and he would record weird shit. At that point, he was recording crazy shit, dude.
Yeah, his stuff was always a little nutty, but
this shit was wild.
Yeah, it was unique.
Unique, that's the word.
Yeah. But shit, how much time we got in?
You know, it's funny you say that. I was just thinking to myself, we could end the episode.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Dude.
Not too bad.
You got anything you want to talk about before we end it? Anything? I mean, not like you want to plug, like you got. Yeah, catch me at fucking blah blah blah.
Fuck. Yeah, well, you can catch me over at my fucking job.
Monday through Friday, 6 to 3.
Yep. Eat a dick. No. No, nothing really. Just fucking keep on doing your thing. Fucking, we'll do this again next week. Fucking. Also, this podcast was brought to you by Anchor and 12-Pack Media, as well as coordinated with motherfucking Stitches and Riches.
Something like that.
No, let me do that over. This podcast is brought to you by Anchor and 12-Pack Media. Peace.
I'm not cutting any of that. We're using it just like that. All right.
Shit.
Tune in next week.
Double plug at the end.
Tune in next week to Adrenaline Flunky. Peace.
Episode 8.